Partnerships can unlock bigger note deals, but they're a minefield if you don't know the rules. Stick with me to learn how to team up without getting burned. So this is part of our ongoing note investing series. Today's topic is partnerships for bigger note deals. Okay, so I've got nearly 30 years of notes since 1996, and my goal is to give you practical tools, okay, whether you're new or seasoned, without the hype. Partnerships can amplify your capital and reach, but they're not a free lunch. Let's break down what works, what doesn't, and how to protect yourself. Results may vary, so always do your due diligence. So point one, why partnerships matter. Partnerships let you tackle deals you couldn't do alone. Notes, especially non-performing notes, can require serious capital. A single deal might need $50,000 or more. Most new investors don't have that sitting around. Even pros like me in the early 2000s leaned on partners to scale my business. Now, pooling funds together means you can bid on larger portfolios, like a $1 million bundle of distressed mortgages, for example. Partnerships also share risk. If a deal goes south, you're not the only one eating the loss. But here's the catch. You're tying your success to somebody else's competence. Okay? If you choose poorly, and you're in for a long, expensive lesson then. So, there are three main partnership structures in note investing. First, equity partnerships. You and your partner split ownership of the note, sharing profits and losses based on your stake. Simple, but disputes over decisions can stall you. Second, debt partnerships. One partner loans the capital, the other manages the deal. The lender gets a fixed return, the manager keeps the upside. Now, I used this in 2001 to buy a $75,000 non-performing note in Ohio. My partner at the time got 8% interest. I handled the workout and kept the profit. Just give you an idea of how this can work. Third, joint ventures. Now, these are deal specific, often with a bank or a fund. Now, they provide capital, you bring the expertise. Each has trade-offs. Equity splits control, debt limits your upside, and JVs, or I should say joint ventures, need ironclad contracts. So picking the right partner is everything. In 1998, I partnered with a guy who talked a big game. He had cash, but he had no clue about due diligence, as I found out later. Okay, we bought a note, it looked solid until we found out the property was in a flood zone, okay, with no insurance. I lost $10,000 at that time in the year of my life, so I'm not going to forget that one, all right, for the rest of my life. So vet your partner like you vet a note. Check their track record. Have they closed deals? Ask for references. Look at their financials. Can they cover their share if the deal tanks? Most importantly, align on goals. Okay, if you want quick flips and they want long-term holds, you're doomed. Get everything in writing. Okay, handshake isn't worth the paper it's printed on. So a good partnership needs a clear structure. Start with a written agreement, always. Spell out contributions, profit splits, and exit strategies. In 2008, again, this was I was a couple years into it at that point, I saw a deal implode because partners didn't agree on who'd handle foreclosure costs, for example. One of them walked, the other got stuck. Okay? Got to learn from these things. Or try to learn from my mistakes, which is why I'm making this video. Okay? Next, define roles. Who's sourcing the notes? Who's managing collections? Split tasks based on strengths. If you are great at negotiating with borrowers, don't waste time crunching the numbers. Okay? Play to your strengths. Okay? Finally, plan for the worst. Okay? Include a buyout clause or mediation process. Partnerships don't always last, and you don't want to end up in court. Now, results may vary, so consult a lawyer to get this right. Partnerships aren't just about one deal, they're about scaling. A single partner can help you buy a $100,000 portfolio. A network of partners can get you up to $10 million. In 2015, I teamed up with 3 investors to buy about a $2 million pool of non-performing notes. Now, we each brought different skills to the table, legal, analytics, and capital, and we split the profits. Now, it took 6 months of planning, but paid off. The return of about something like 20%, as I recall. The key was trust and transparency. So share data openly, meet regularly, don't hide bad news. Scaling means more risk, but also more reward if you do it right. So partnerships can change your note investing game, but they're not for dabblers. Okay, you want to dive deeper, visit noteinvestors.com to sign up for free weekly tips and a mini course to guide you further. It's very practical, no fluff, just like this series. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss it.